Good evening. I'm broadcasting remotely tonight from Barcelona for reasons that I won't go into. But it is clear the tide of human misery leaving Ukraine continues at the same pace. Now a total of 1.7 million people, women and children, have left Ukraine. Over 1 million of them have gone into Poland, but they're going into other countries as well. Vladimir Putin has offered some safety corridors, but those corridors go to Russia and Belarus and, unsurprisingly, have been denounced by President Zelensky of Ukraine. It does seem to date that Poland particularly has handled this incredibly well. We're not seeing vast refugee camps and all the problems associated with that. Yes, of course, community centres and sports halls are being used, but a very large number of Polish people have stepped up to the plate and said, right, we will take people in for a period of time. Now, the British government response to this initially was that 100,000 would be coming into the UK. We then heard 150,000. We then heard 200,000. And it was all to do with, did you have a link, a family member in the United Kingdom? If you did, you could apply for a visa. We learned of the 11,000 or so that have started the application process. As of yesterday morning, only 50 had been approved. Gosh, is this going to be as big a mess as the Afghan crisis was in the middle of last year? But overnight, an announcement from the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, saying there would be a humanitarian route open to the United Kingdom. I wasn't quite sure what that meant, but very quickly that appeared to be contradicted by James Cleverly and indeed by Boris Johnson himself, who says, look, whilst we are open-hearted, whilst we are generous, we do actually have to have checks on people that are coming in. So once again we have this situation where senior members of the government make statements that are pretty much uncoordinated with each other. It is unimpressive, to say the very least. I have to say, for my mind, there is a very, very big difference between what I've talked about so much over the last 2 years, namely these undocumented young males coming across the English Channel, who I do not believe qualify as refugees, and what is happening in Ukraine. These genuinely are refugees, and if you believe some reports from the European Union, they say up to 5 million could flee Ukraine's borders if this war continues. Now, most of those, from what I can understand, most of those that are leaving want to go back as quickly as they can. They want to go back to their lives once the war is over. The problem is, history shows us that very often wars and occupations can last very much longer than we hope they're going to. How many of those would really want to make the big step of coming to the United Kingdom? I just don't know. But it will undoubtedly be a significant number. And that raises two big questions. And by the way, I'm open-minded about this, I'm open-hearted about this, I get it. These are genuine refugees. How do we cope with a very, very large number of people? And the other point is, can our visa system cope? And that's my audience question tonight for you.